Alexa, hold my camera. That's what you're
Sorry,
on.
I'm not sure about that.
I just went for a run with Matt. Since I turned 27, I'm like, I'm gonna run. And I hate it. I've always hated running, but I need cardio in my life because gyms aren't open. The stuff that I'm doing at home, there's no cardio. Just making coffee right now. Also, what do we think of this hairstyle? I think this is something that like a girl named Ashley would wear. It looks a little drunk, but I did a poll on Instagram and everyone was like, it's cute. Except one of my friends, fuck you, MC. Today's plan, we're going into town later for dinner. So in BC, if you're not in BC, which I would assume most people who are watching aren't, patio dining is still allowed here. So we're gonna go into town. We're gonna rent, there's scooters all around Kelowna right now. You just like pay on an app and it unlocks the scooter and then you just zip around. You just scoot around. Just leave the scooter anywhere. Pretty cool. And then at the end of the night, I guess they just round up all of the scooters. They have like this night squad that goes around and rounds up all the scooters and charges them, and then they leave them back at their stations, and then people take them again. And all you see right now is like 18-year-olds, 2 at a time on the back of a scooter, just scooting through traffic. It looks like so much fun, so you want to try it. I'm the main character. Why is it focuses on this in all of the shots? What do you think?
Tastes like shit.
Tell the fucking truth.
Every time with this shit.
He likes it. He's taking another sip.
It's alright.
All right. Put it here.
It's all.
Matt doesn't know this song. Oh, I just spilled coffee. Ah, God. This apartment, also. I'm gonna clean it. I'm gonna clean it today. Okay, look how fucking messy. I mean, maybe it's not that messy. It just feels fucking messy. Instead of cleaning, right now I'm procrastinating by looking for new music. Does anyone do this, where you have to sit down physically and find new music? I find it ridiculous how hard it is to find, even based on like the recommended playlists that Spotify recommends to you. I find a lot of it is hit and miss, so I have to sit down and actively listen to a song to decide whether or not I like it. I can rarely get away with just like playing a recommended playlist. I end up skipping a bunch of songs. It's not quite my vibe. So I'm just like spending 20 minutes right now adding songs to my workout playlist. Working out in and of itself, as we all know, is kind of a mind game. It's mind over matter. You kind of just have to turn your brain off. You have to teach yourself to ignore that voice in your head that's like, stop. Your mind definitely gives up before your body will. I like having really good music to kind of lose myself in, to listen to. My style for exercise is very specific. People who know me well enough that they've gone dancing with me, or if they've been at a pre with me and I've been like DJing from my phone, they know what my style is. It's very specific, as I said. It's like kind of electronic and dancey, but it's also chill a lot of the time. It's like chill, cool electronic. If you guys want, I could like make a playlist, or I could share my sweat playlist, make it public on Spotify. Let me know. Probably be linking it in the description below. I'm really trying to make an effort like every few weeks to just try and find new songs to add to it. So if you're interested, let me know. This song, Take It by Dom Dola. I think it's Dom Dola. That song's fire. That is probably a song that's close to the epitome of my style of music that I like listening to when I'm like amping myself up. That's enough of that. Time to shower. Let's do a transition. This is very a la Emma Chamberlain. You all spin and then I'll be showered. Ready? And hey, she clean. Woo! Shower. It needs to focus. You going for a scooter ride? There's only one, well, there's these scooters, but we have the app for this one, and Matt wants to fit both of us on this. I don't know about this.
From with side button, what does that mean?
I don't know.
Oh, that's double click to pay.
You paying for this? You're paying for the app? Okay. on the scooter. Oh!
Don't fall.
Okay. Oh fuck, I gotta watch my footing. Keep almost eating shit. This is easier to walk on because it's pine, but there's like shale rock, and I'm wearing these. Those are Bessie's all season tires. Really not conducive to hiking at all. They have no tread. I'm dying. Matt. You gotta hold me. Duh. On the beach.
Wolf.
Pretty backdrop though.
It's black as fuck here. COVID's had them cooking for weeks.
So many questions. Hello. It's a gloomy day. It's probably the first gloomy day we've had here in Kelowna in like a few days. I did double workout this morning, so I'm doing a month-long challenge through my online Pilates studio, and so the challenge is to work out every day for a month, which is a lot. On top of that, I have recently taken up running. I run every second day, working out every day, but sometimes I add a run. I am so fucking tired after my runs sometimes. Oh, it's because I didn't have coffee. That explains it. Duh. So my running has been really interesting. I have never been a runner. I dated a distance runner in high school, never really understood it. I've never been an endurance girl. If I were to run track, it would be sprinting or long jump or something that's just short spurts of energy. I have been working out consistently since like 2016, but I do not run. I have this condition where my throat closes up if my BPM gets too high. So I think I have VCD. I think that's what it's called, vocal cord dysfunction. So I've been trying to test whether or not I can like train my body out of VCD. Actually, I'm gonna get some coffee because I'm fucking tired. Sometimes I run and I forget that I didn't have my morning coffee because normally I run like during my fast. I don't eat breakfast. I'm not usually hungry in the mornings. I fast until like 12 or 1. I'll run while my stomach is empty and I haven't really had anything to eat or really drink, because that's when I feel best and that's when I'm able to actually run harder, because if there's any food or drink in my stomach, I get cramps. Sometimes when I get back from a run, I feel so good and then I just forget to have coffee. I'll have my smoothie as a pick-me-up, but once that wears off and I crash like I have today. I always start, and when I've tried running before, I would start with one-to-one intervals. So what that means is I would run for a minute and then walk for a minute. And that would be continuing on for usually about 30 minutes. And that was just because I found I couldn't keep my heart rate down enough doing more than a minute at a time. So I did that for like a week and a half. Then, this is gonna turn really loud, and then I switched to 2-1. So I was running for 2 minutes, tail end of last week, and running and walking for 1. This week, this is my 3rd week into running every other day. On Monday, I was gonna do my 2-to-1 interval because I didn't feel like I was ready to keep going and getting harder and harder. My next plan was to go 5-1. I ran my 2 minutes and I was like, I can do this, you know? Oh, I'm not actually that tired and my throat isn't closed up. I don't have any cramp. I just kept going. Another 2 minutes go by. I'm like, no, I'm not tired. I just kept running and I was like, damn, I feel good. And I had a good pace. It wasn't too fast. It wasn't too slow. I ran for, I think it was like 15 minutes straight. And I know this is nothing, compared to what some people run. But think about it, I was running 1 minute at a time and having to stop. Suddenly I'm running 15 minutes straight, like what? I don't know what it is. I'm using coffee that is called Tug 6. Is this gonna focus? Yeah. Full Gainer Tug 6 from a low-waste store that it's called Footprints, and it recently went out of business. Well, not went out of business. They closed their Kelowna location. They're only in Kamloops now. So I'm a little sad because they had coffee and they would grind it for you. Anyways, I ran for 15 minutes straight, which basically brought me to 2.5 kilometers, which is like the halfway mark of my run. I always run for 5K. It just felt so good. It was such an unlocking moment for me. Part of it was like, oh, it's all mental. But then the other part of it was like, oh, it's just consistency over time. So I am running the like 5K, but there's about 500 meters where I will walk. My goal is to, obviously, my next step would be to run the full 5K without stopping. I would like to be able to hit 5K in 30 minutes. There's something like just so empowering about doing something that you thought you never could or would enjoy doing and then suddenly enjoying it. Cheers! Smile. No? Hey there, for me and my a lot sunglasses. I live near a beach. My place also has a balcony, so oftentimes like when I don't feel like getting sandy and going and being around a lot of people, I'm here and I lay on our 3rd floor amenities balcony. I guess it's like, I don't know, it's kind of an extension of the amenities room. Kind of weird vibes though, because there's all these tanning beds, right? And girls will come out in their bikinis, like I am right now. They will tan. And then there's like work people having lunch, eating out here over their lunch in like work attire. It is summer. In my view. Let's do what's in my bag. Sunglasses. These are like my Diva, not very functional sunglasses. They hurt when they're on the bridge of my nose. Water bottle, like my Lululemon one that I bring everywhere. Little journal here. Mostly self-help stuff, I think. Therapy notes. Life lessons, self-help, and therapy. Also, this is like my gratitude journal and everything. A pen. I'm trying to use up my Sharpies because I recently got a fountain pen. I have my Kindle. Duh. I'm really trying to finish this book, guys. Anxious People by Frederick Backman. Has some really lovely moments. It's just, I don't like the style of writing. I think it's kind of confusing. So that's my what's in my bag haul. Why am I doing this? This weekend is May long weekend, so they're actually announcing whether or not restrictions are extending or opening back up. So that will kind of determine my job and if I'm going back to work. So that's a little stressful. I've been making bets with people about whether or not going to open up indoor dining and like fitness classes. My feeling is that most people feel pretty pessimistic about it. They're just gonna keep the patio dining, keep the fitness classes outdoors. They might like let up on one or the other, like either fitness or restaurants. I'm a little stressed either way. It's mixed feelings as always. It's been a nice vacation, but I'm also like eager to get back to working and having some sort of like schedule. In case you haven't noticed, I am bored today because Matt is golfing, so I'm left here alone. I might go downtown actually. I picked up runners, like running shoes, and I've been running in my Vessies, which are just kind of like the sneakers that I had laying around. They aren't by any means running shoes whatsoever, like no support. They're meant for just walking around. They're actually designed in Canada. Vessies are a very good purchase, by the way. They are Vancouver made and they're waterproof sneakers. As I was saying, I went and got my first pair of actual runners today. I had no issue kind of dropping the money on that because I have been sticking with this goal. It's been 4 weeks, so I think the habit has been solidified, but I don't know. You can always drop off of any habit. I read in a book one time that you can't just say, oh, I'm gonna start running. If you want to do something or like become someone, you can't just be like, okay, I'm gonna start writing, I'm gonna start running. You can do those things, but the more effective way to like trick your brain into doing these things and sticking with it is instead framing it as, I'm going to become a runner. Changing it so that it's like an adjective to describe yourself rather than a verb you're gonna start putting into your life. Anyway, so I got Mizunos. Mizunos seem to be a good popular option for people who aren't distance runners. Learned a lot at the running room about like my gait. Thought they were gonna put me on a treadmill or something. I don't know what I had in my head. It's like, they're gonna hook me up to like something on a treadmill. Like, the lady was literally just like, no, take your shoes off and walk down the aisle. Immediately she's like, oh, your gait is collapsing medially, which means inward, like turning inwards, which isn't good for my foot. It's not good for my knees either. So that's why I have this huge ass blister on my foot. It's like on the inside of my arch. I'm gonna show you. Okay. I don't want to gross you out. So there's sand on my foot. Look at this. Can you see how it's bubbling? So sorry if you hate feet. I hate feet. Guys, there's a cat just straight up stalking me. Do you see that? Maybe it's not looking at me, but it feels like he's looking at me, you know? Because I've reached a level of boredom that is untenable. I want to talk about some of my major therapy takeaways because I have written in here, as I said, like this is a therapy book for me. I have the world's best therapist. She's not a psychotherapist. She is actually a social worker. I think everyone should have a therapist. I've always advocated for that. I think especially men should have therapists because they're not as good, generally speaking, as women at like sharing their feelings and like unpacking what they're really dealing with, especially with like their male friends. Women are a lot easier to like break down barriers with amongst other women, but like men don't talk about that shit. Back to the point of this. I wrote down some of my major therapy takeaways in a condensed list. The first one is that people make their best career decisions in their early 30s, and that's because they've tried things and figured out what they don't like. And this is according to studies. This is what my therapist told me. Another one I wrote down is boundary setting involves including myself in the equation. Get clear and quantify what I need. I've had a hard time historically setting boundaries with people because I am a very happy-go-lucky person. I really like going with the flow. That's kind of my forte.